Good morning. Oh, that good. All right. Yeah, that'll be cool. Hey, Lucas, what's going on, man? Good to see you. How are you? Hope all is well. Joe, good morning. All is cold. Amen. I just fired up my laptop and it said it's -1 degrees outside. I'm like, oh my God. And I'm talking about -1 Fahrenheit. Yeah. But how you been, man? Hopefully life is treating you well enough. Morning from 15,000 feet. Peter, good day. How are you? Safe travels, man. And hopefully you'll get back to your wife soon. The domestic flights, it's amazing. More than I deserve. Life is good. More than I deserve. Is that true? Is that true per se? Why do you think you don't deserve to have a good life? Shouldn't we? Don't we all deserve a good life? Amazing Wi-Fi. How's the international flight? You're going to try to bend this thing in. Let's see if we can do this. No. I don't think as humans, it's a good point that Lucas brings up. I don't think as humans we're owed, but at the same time, I don't believe that we should. I mean, yeah, that's not true. I was going to say we shouldn't suffer. I think part of life is that you have to have adversity in order to do better. I get that part, but I don't think life should be miserable. How about that? You know? Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do right there. Great news. I am getting my promotion to maintenance lead. Yay! From groundskeeper on Monday. So officially I can stay at home. Stay at Home Depot. I know more than you. I take 2 spots as contractors too. Wow. Don't shop at Home Depot though. Bad people. Bad ownership. I shouldn't say the people who work there, but ugh. Sure, miserable, but it is for so many. Yes. And that's my point. Yeah, it shouldn't be miserable. Look, life is going to. My wife and I had an interesting conversation about this in last day or so about there has to be adversity in life. You know, you're going to have deal with difficult situations. It can't always be things are handed to you, and life shouldn't be easy. Without adversity, both as a human, you can't grow, and as a species, if you believe in sort of the Darwin approach to things, you have to be able to grow from that, right? So yes, you have to be able to grow. But life should not be about misery. A little suffering to some degree, it's part of it, but it shouldn't be that all the time. Is barely good enough for messaging. Wow. Awesome promotion. Yeah, Joe, that is awesome news, man. Congratulations, brother. So what does that mean? I'm hoping it comes with a pay raise and some other good stuff. Go to Maynard. It's as much as possible, but emergency. Yeah, I hear you, brother. How about, do you guys have Lowe's nearby? God, I feel like I've got tits on. What the hell's up with that? Jesus. Anyway. So, Lucas, I think you've also, I know you and we've obviously talked a lot about, stuff surrounding you and your family. So I don't think it's more than you deserve, brother. Okay, let's see how that looks when we get all buttoned up. Kind of like that. Yeah, just giving it a little bit more depth. Yeah, that's good. No Lowe's close enough to just, that's too bad. Stephen Maynard's just pushing it on my end. Nice. What's up, fuckers? What's your name, Ray? What's going on, Nick? Welcome. Yeah, I kind of figured that's what you were saying. Yeah. All right. Time to flip. I like the detail work that went inside there. Again, is it accurate? Who knows? This plane was a prototype. I believe there's a version of it still around. I'm not sure to what degree it is accurate. But he's here. Well, we get a few more people. Yeah, building a plane. Building the it's the Japanese version of the German Comet called the Shusui, excuse me. This is part of the Kirk collection. This donation of models that we, as our model group, got thousands of models. And by the way, guys, last night, hey, Mike, what's going on, brother? Yesterday, I'm looking to see if I can find photo etch. There might be some photo etch stuff for this, in particular the machine guns. If they do exist, I'm gonna use them on this. I'm gonna do a different paint scheme. But if not, then this is gonna be the way this is. There are 4 boxes of aftermarket, and I'm talking about, I've got boxes that are minimum of this size, 4 of them with aftermarket stuff. A lot of decals, water slides. I'm having a crisis a bit about trying to figure out what to do with all the. So a lot of these water slides come from a time when you can very easily get your hands on swastikas. I look at that box and my first reaction is just toss it out. But in theory, I don't own it to do that. So it's been a bit of a conundrum looking inside that one and going, oh, God. And again, the Hiromaru is also considered a fascistic symbol. Trying to hype myself up to do car work today in the cold. How cold is it your way, Nick? Because right now, my laptop fired up. It said it is -1 Fahrenheit outside. Yuck. All right, flip. Well, let's get the other side done, shall we? That's a target practice for the shotgun. Nice. The high will be 40. Oh yeah, that's cold. Damn, that's cold. Okay. I got one piece already in place. I'm now going to start running some more. Lead wiring. First time, actually. First time? No, actually, it's not the first time. The first time I did a lot of extensive wiring was on that Zaku head that I have. Anyway, happy Saturday to everybody. Anybody got any special plans for today? Give them to someone so they are the owner and they can dispose of them accordingly. Yeah, I might bring them to the club owns them. So that's what's probably going to end up happening is they're going to go to and I'm sure there'll be somebody who will use them, but it's like, man, I got to tell you, it just wigs me out. Today is warm, 12 degrees, was 6 yesterday. Wow. That's pretty harsh considering where you are, Lucas. Wow. Swim meet. Nice. I just watched George in the morning. Then who knows? Ray, good morning. What's going on, brother? 40 laying on the concrete does not sound good. No. Please tell me you're not laying on the concrete directly, I hope. Don't you? Do you have like a cart or some kind of padding between you and the underside? Please tell me yes. Hey, Kevin, good morning. So I did get a drop yesterday, and I'll go through that in just a couple minutes. In fact, I got more than I needed. Do I have a Gelf here? Hell of a bit of cardboard for scooting around, really. Nick, and here I thought that you were like almost like a borderline, like, professional amateur mechanic. I thought you'd have like one of those little rolly carts that you can roll underneath. I guess I'm mistaken. I'll lay down some 0.3 first. Another one right there too. That is 0.3, yes. Piece of cardboard is a little boy creeper, yeah. He's 70. Oops, I missed something here. Oh, bass trip with my neighbor. Thank you. I missed that. I apologize. He's 72. His dad, he was just passed away 2 months ago at 95. Wow, for many years between his wife and her dementia, dad being medical stuff. His life has been tied to being home. Oh, wow. So I'm assuming, Lucas, that his wife is still alive and he's caring for her and her dementia. Wow. It sounds cold and harsh, but I mean, perhaps his father's passing might have been a if especially if he was at that age, this could be helpful to him at least to be able to just pass forward. Okay, so right now he's unencumbered. Wow, that's a life change. All good stuff is holding up the project truck. I do have creeper, but don't feel like lifting the truck. Got it. MSA, what's going on, brother? Welcome. She already knows what about the cardboard. Yeah, no, I get it. Well, it's because Ray's a mechanic like you. Or at least mechanic. Well, no, Ray's a mechanic. I think you're mechanically inclined. Life change, and I get to share with him. Good time. Yeah, that sounds like fun. And Lucas, it's almost like the question: did he have any children, or does he have any children? Pull that out just a bit. Okay. Sorry, guys. Have you heard 3 million pages of the Epstein files have been released? I have heard. And they're still hiding another 3. That's conversation for another time. He has a daughter and had a son. Oh, boy. Sounds like a rough life to me. George. Good book to either read or audio. Dungeon Crawler Car. Dungeon Crawler Carl? What is that? Kids weren't sleeping. I would have just got a new coon hat, caught in the garage, ripping open a bag of cat food the wife left in there. The kids weren't sleeping. I would have just got a new coon hat. Caught it in the garage, ripping open. Oh, you caught a raccoon? And guess who was in them? Yeah, I heard some of it this morning when I was listening to the news. I mean, honestly, surprise. Yeah, like I said, we're not gonna MSA. It's oh God, okay. Last week I had a meltdown live, and it was good, and I felt very cathartic. Some people were thinking that what I was discussing was politics, and I'm going to discuss. I will always talk morality here. I will not talk politics during. I'll try not to talk politics during the week. Morality, yes, not politics. Now, the morality of what's going on, yes, but what a surprise! We're being lied to. Anyway, with that being said, let's see what we got. Sent you a pic. I'll take a look at that in just a second. The man himself. It's about Carl and his cat, Donut. Really funny. Why does that sound familiar? So today we're going to my older daughter and I are going to go see my younger daughter down in Quinnipiac, and they have a basketball game, women's basketball game at 2:00, and she is the dance team. Even though they have a cheer squad, The dance team does more. And we're going to go see her dance, and we're going to then probably take her out to dinner. So I'm excited to go see my younger daughter. Hey, Ken, welcome. I don't want to spoil things for you. Don't spoil things for me. Don't you dare. Don't you dare. I'll tell you, working with lead wiring is both boon and bane. Give me a second, guys. I guess I'm going in there and doing some surgery here. That's what I wanted right there. Second is going to college in Tennessee. Nice. Which at University of Tennessee, or which school, Lucas? Out there, so he could back through Kentucky and West Virginia. Nice. How far is that from you? How far is the school? Seeing where the raccoon was. Okay, let me see. Let me get my phone. Explains the mystery of my toolbox drawers being open every day. Holy shit. Let's get that image right. Wow. Damn it. Ah. That's what I wanted. Holy shit. Dude, it's up there. Dude, I'm just gonna do a quick thing here. That's above eye level. That means if that little fucker decided to freak out, it could jump on you, like arms out and just kind of wrap itself around your head and just like go to town on you. That's scary as shit. 9 hours away, Trevecca Nazarene University. Nice. Never heard of the university, Trevecca Nazarene. What is your son going to be studying? -3 here. Yeah, dude. My laptop said it was -1 here, Ken. That is awful. Yeah, the top of my toolbox is taller than you. Well, yeah, I'm not very tall. But that looks like it's even taller than you. Damn, that's scary. Stay. Nick sent me a pic. Christian college. Yep. So it's a Christian college. What's he going to be studying? Is he going to be studying to be a pastor? Upstyle. The raccoon hug is my favorite scene. Yeah, kind of like that. Exactly. I poked him with a broom. I'm shirtless, barefoot, and I'll be prepared to fight a raccoon at 5 a.m. It's funny as hell. All right, let's get. There we go. Yikes. That is a little too much. There we go. Just a little dab will do you. Try to take this thing off without getting glue all over my fingers like I did yesterday. I will say that super glue is fabulous. He wants to be your friend. Don't know specifically, but some sort of engineering. He told the girl during orientation he wants to develop missiles. Again, I don't know the school. Maybe they've got a good engineering program that deals with rocketry and shit like that, but that's cool. Good for him. Hey, whatever it is, congratulations. The important thing is he's going to further his education. Good for him. Devil keep a raccoon as a pet. He didn't seem angry or anything, but I definitely caught him off guard. Who? All right, before we get too much further, I'm going to let this thing dry for a second. I'm going to continue to put another 5 or 6 pieces of lead wiring in there. Then we're going to greeble the rest of it. There's supposed to be a little circular, I guess, like a little crank disc for some purpose. I'm going to put that in. I've got to get this dashboard. If you see that dash right there, that actually should be almost at the same height as the top here. I got to bring some of that up. I'm then going to put the photo etch on there, and then it's almost ready for painting. Once the cockpit itself is done and you can paint it, start buttoning it up and get the exterior done. He obtained the scholarships he needed. He can study what he wants. Fantastic. Well, that's what matters, man. That is absolutely fantastic. You know, watching our children go on and become, you know, finding their way in the world. And, you know, I know this is going to sound odd. College educations, it doesn't matter what you study. I mean, my daughter and I were talking last night, my wife and I too, about this. It's like, look, sorry, take it back. I was talking to my sister about this specifically last night. The university I studied at, I was a cut up, but it did a couple things. It did teach me how to critically think. I did poorly in my courses. I was not a very strong student, except for in my film classes. But it did teach me to think. And I think about my older daughter and what she studied. She's very good about what she says, but she's also taught her to think. But that's also a life lesson. You got to continue to do that, right? And my younger daughter, watching her in her role right now and looking at, you know, what she's studying, and it's I think it's that, but what if people look at it this way? And I think that's the important thing. So colleges are there to teach you how to think, obviously to get a degree and make some money afterward, but at the same time. He is a big boy. Oh yeah, he is not small. Mavis will love him. That's all I'm saying. Wow. He's eating free food because he still fits through the cat door. Another month and he will just be a regular trash panda. That's funny. Anyway. All right. So little show and tell. So I'm a big Dragonar fan. Dragonar, Metal Armor Dragonar, as opposed to whatever this, I guess there's a Sorcerer series called Dragonar. I have no idea. Anyway, Metal Armor Dragonar, 1987 Sunrise anime. It was the series that replaced Zeta Gundam, Double Zeta Gundam. And it's like, I love the models, the mecha in that series. I just love their designs. I've collected almost all of them. In the series, there is a sort of a troop of three young soldiers who are pilots, not the lead guys, but the bad guys. There are 3 guys, and they're piloting what's called the Gelf. And the Gelf, they actually, each one is customized. So I have one, but I wanted to build them at some point in a series, build all 3 of them, because I just think they're pretty cool. They're not available in a modern HG. You can only find them in the original. Trying to find the original models and not pay like an arm and a leg for them is very hard. So as Bandai this last few years has been releasing a number of the a number of their older series, El Gaim, Lasner, Dragon. Actually, Lasner they haven't touched. Dragonar, Dunbine. They've been releasing a lot of their Zabungle. All these older kits have been re-released, reprinted and re-released. And it's been great. They've been doing the same thing with Dragonar. So I wanted to get 2 more Gelfs to complete sort of the triumvirate and build all 3 of them. So they had a box set that had the Gelf and the Falguin. I've already got a Falguin. I don't need it anymore. We'll talk about that in a second. But I bought, when I saw this set, I'm thinking, oh, it comes with 1 and 1. Couldn't figure out how many came in the box, right? All I wanted was 2 of these. So I bought 2 boxes only to find out that in the box there are 3. So great. Because I thought there were 1 in each box, I actually bought 2 of these. Give me a second here. Now I'm just trying to close this freaking box up. So I now have 1 and 2. I will probably end up giving away the rest of these. There's like a total of 6 models in here that will be given away at some point. I'm not sure if I'm going to give somebody an entire box. I'll probably bring one to the next Patriot meeting. I don't know what Gilf is, but that's one's new to me. And Ray, you would know. Disgusting as that is, but I kept 2 of them because now I can complete sort of the series and build all 3 of the Gelfs at some point. I've always loved this design. I think this is like, these are just fabulous older models. I'm looking forward to, kind of doing like a flight of all 3 of them, and maybe do it in tandem with the 3 recently released Dragonars themselves, the Dragonar 1, 2, and 3 with the flight packs. Maybe made in space. They didn't have the flight packs, so we'll see. But in any case, that was one of the purchases, and those were purchased wicked cheap. Amazon had them on sale for like $10 per box. Normally they're selling for like, I think between 35 and 45 bucks. But this company called Overstock Hobbies had them for $10 a box. Yes, there was shipping involved. So I figured, okay, I'll buy. So I didn't spend a lot on them, but I did buy way more than I needed. So at some point, those are going to be given away. If there's somebody who's screaming, gee, I would love to build an old 90s or 80s model from an 80s series, let me know. Can you hold the box up again? Yes. This is set 2. Set 1, I didn't pick up because I've got all the originals. But it includes like another 4 of the suits that are used in Dragonar. I believe it actually, does it include one of the actual Dragonars? I can't recall now. It may, but it doesn't matter. I've got, these are the only ones I wanted. That kind of completes the entire series. So, like I said, at some point, those may be given away. No, they will be given away. And what I mean by, let's see if you can actually, yeah, okay, there's set 1 right there. Dragonar set 1 includes the Dragonar 2 and 3, plus a Danes and a Drail. I got to tell you, yeah, you take those are the ones that are still are available in the older models. See, that design right there is freaking awesome, as is that one right there. And the ones that are included, so you can build one of 3 variants, or you can build all 3 variants of the Gelf. And then there's the you can also see that's the fog one, which is like the lead bad guy. But these are old style glue together models. You know, now I have in there. But I mean, it's, when I think about it, so I got what, 8 models for like, you know, with shipping, something like $25. It was pretty screaming good deal. That is super neato kit. So, Ken, if you would like one, let me know. If somebody here would like one, I will get rid of a bunch of them. I'm also going to give a bunch out to the I might give them out to the Patriot group to see if anybody's interested. But if somebody would like one, let me know. The only thing I'm going to ask, if you take one on, just build it. It's the only thing. Yes, and I know who's saying that. The guy who's got the massive backlog. Those hard to find. The original ones are very hard. Let's see. Yeah. That's one of the original from way back in the day. So these are very hard to find and rather expensive. By the way, the artwork is done by Kenichi Ishibashi, who is one of my favorite box artists. I'm going to see if you guys can see the detail that he has on the box art. I got to tell you, that is awesome. And that's the level of scribing work I want to do. In fact, when I did the, if you guys remember when I did the GM Canon, Kenichi Ishibashi did the box art for the MSV of that. And I used his artwork and replicated it on top of the GM. So are they hard to find? I think you could, if you're interested in these, Ken, you can probably purchase them. Go to Amazon, Overstock Hobbies, and just type in Dragon R set, and you'll probably see them, and they're pretty cheap. The one that has the 4 unique ones is I think $15. Then I'm not sure how many they have left, and the one that has these basically 2 + 2 is like $10. But if anybody's interested in one specifically from here, like I said, I got 6 models here. I don't want them. Let's see. All right, that is a super neato kit. Yeah, those are pretty cool. So it looks like no more build days at GG. They reduced to 1 storefront again. Really? That to me is kind of like a death knell. I understand that they had to do it, but that's really not. That's too bad. What's hard to find? You can find the original ones are hard to find. And not only are they hard to find, they're hard to find and cheap. The new kid is the same mold as the old kid. You know, these are the original. Yeah, Nick, let me. I got one more to show you after this. Yeah, I'll pop this bag open because I'm gonna be trying to put these all into the same box as the other Gelf. So I have all 3 of these. And they do include the old school poly caps. And normally how they send these is, notice how these runners are joined. They wouldn't have done that. They would have actually had them separated. But those, if you take a look, that is how you used to do things. Basically, the entire body half is 2 pieces. Legs, 2 pieces. You know, you're clamshelling the whole thing. So, yeah. If I keep saying yes to kits, the shipping will be huge. Nick, let me know. And in fact, actually, if you guys want, I'm going to do one more show and tell. Well, I'm going to do 2 more show and tells. They do include these really crappy color correcting stickers, obviously don't use them. I'll put this here for now. Try to drop all of this into one box later. We'll see. I'm going to try to pull a Kirk later on. So in addition, I'm just kind of looking to see, okay, if I'm already going to be spending $7.50 on shipping, what else do they have? I didn't want to break the bank, and I didn't want to buy anything, that didn't make a lot of sense. They do have a lot of train stuff. They do have some other models too, a bunch of other models, but nothing that really kind of screamed out. However, that was another one, and this was $5. So this is Deslar's. I took the sticker off, but I think it's Deslar's. What do they call it? Great Imperial Garmulus Desla III. It's basically his carrier. And these are pretty cool because all the instructions are in the box. And this is a small snap-together kit. My, what a big ship you have. Exactly. I would like to check those out, though. What do you mean deserving? Who's deserving? Do a build day. It'll have to be Time Machine. Yeah. I mean, at least we have that, and they got enough space, and theoretically, they're not going anywhere, right? Well, look at some of the detail on that. I mean, it's pretty sick. Definitely impressive. This may be a fun little snap together I'll do. I might actually bring this to the club meet next Friday. Just love that. Use all the box. Yeah, it's smart. It's wicked smart. You don't need to print up another manual. Keep your costs down or your profitability up. Take your pick. Anyway, hey Ken, I'm gonna just toss it out again. Mine's plenty large for myself. To me, a backlog is anxiety. Okay, again, I'm not looking at anxiety to you, but if it is something that you want, like I said, I've got 6 of them. They're going to be donated. Let me know. What a big ship you have, a backlog. Those ship kits are fun ones. Yeah, I love the old ones. I've got the original ones that cost like 100 yen back in the day. The ones that come in boxes this big. You guys seen me show a couple of those. I joined a bow club a few weeks ago. Really? As in bow and arrow? Nice. Wicked Smat. Yeah, Wicked Smat. Joe, where are you from? New England? You from Boston? Wicked Smat? Bring it to build a, but only one set of instructions. We can build it together. Well, you're talking about the Dragonars? Yeah, there's only one set of instructions. So somebody's going to have to figure it out. Either photocopy, screenshot, or take a photo. Go to what they call it. Go to, I'm assuming ScaleMates has the manual there. You'll find the manual. Speaking of, one last bit of show and tell. And this is not per se something for my build. That could be fun. It's a pretty simple model, so it probably wouldn't be as difficult as, like, say, an RG. Yes, sir. Refurbish my bow. It's great to be shoot again. Nice. Good for you, Lucas. Lucas, are you do you go hunting with your bow, or do you just do target? Let's see. 1, 2, all around in a circle, laying on the floor so we can build and gossip. And 2 and do each other's hair. Nice. I just got out of the shower. I can play show and tell if you want. I can play show and tell if you want. I'm not sure how to do a live stream here. Unfortunately, I've got to figure that one out. This isn't like on Instagram where it was fairly straightforward. All right, guys. So if you remember, a bunch of people asked about the 1/72nd scale Spitfire. So I've now successfully bagged up 6 of these ready to go. I'm keeping the 7th, but there's 6 ready to go. And everybody, and Nick in particular, led the charge of, hey, can you photocopy all of the Kirk collection notes? So I've made 7 copies of all the notes. I have not collated them yet. That's 7 copies of all of them. There are, I don't know, I didn't even do a count here. 1, 2, 3. Actually, I won't do it this way. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. It's got to be over 20 pages worth of notes. Yeah, they were all in one box. However, if you take a look, he used very small paper. So, there's divide this by 7. But yeah, there was like that much paper in all the manuals and stuff. I used to hunt good skill set to learn what the quality of our food. Oh yeah, I agree. Our food am I deteriorating? I may be going back to that and try growing stuff. So yeah, I want to start growing stuff as well. And I know I was talking about the kits. That was all in one box. Yes. 7 of those were in one box. I got to tell you, it was wild. He fit it in. So anyway, when I get those things ready to send on out or to divvy up to everybody, you will be getting these as well, since this was something that was asked for. I do think it's there is certainly some historicalness to this, that this guy did this kind of research. If you're interested in the Spitfire Mark 1, Mark 4, whatever it was, that I think there's more than just one type. Yes, there are more than one type of Spitfire. But in terms of like the one that comes in the box, how you can build it and his details, there's a lot of notes in here, a lot of historical stuff in here. It's pretty cool. Anyway, that is ready. And I believe sometime later this spring, I will be sending out all of this stuff. Oh, yeah, see, that's how you lose shit. Shows the amount of effort you can put in for us, Gio. Thank you. Yeah, dude, trust me. I don't have a problem with doing it. I know that there are people who are very interested, and it's like, this is something that was given to us as a club, but there's way more than, trust me, I've divvied up something like 12, 15 boxes already. And even people are like getting to the point where, how much more of this stuff is left? So, and like I said, I got 4 boxes of water slides, aftermarket parts upstairs that I'm going to start sorting through, not only for myself, but also just to kind of like, what can we get to the club? Because that means somebody, if you're going to be doing, for example, like a 1/72nd scale resin cockpit for a BF 109 type G. Do we have that model? I don't know. Is that going to be something of interest to people? The aftermarket stuff is going to be very interesting. Joining the group called Isaac Walton League. Their foundation is conservation. They have a big pond on the property that is stocked trout in it. Nice. 5 minutes from my house. Trout, I hear, are tasty. I haven't had trout since I was a kiddo. I do remember it being tasty. It ain't New England seafood, but it's damn good. That's cool. In fact, I kind of appreciate that. I know there's a number of people here who, like, I believe Nick also goes out and hunts and brings home meat as well. I think that's kind of cool. You know, a lot of people here grow vegetables. My hope is this coming year to start doing some of that. I just got to tear apart part of my deck to get to do that. But I want to start doing some of that. When I get into retirement, I want a garden. I do. I want a garden. And I know there's probably people saying, why don't you do it now? It's like, because right now, between the kids and the house and everything and work, it's like, yeah, it's not going to happen. I'll be hunting next month. Nice. Okay, let's get another one of these in here. Let's see if we can get this side of the cockpit done. Oops. Sorry, guys. Give me a second here. There we go. Number 2 is in. I can see you building bonsai on live stream. Can you really? Oh, I can't. George Yagi. Goodness, flies between two strips of evergreen. That's good, Lucas. Love it. No, definitely not. All right, number 2 is in. Let's get another piece of 0.3 going. I'll do 5 or 6 pieces here. Would be an interesting use of runners. Sure. It would be. And then it would be really fun to watch George is like, what the hell are you trying to do? How much pain can people tolerate watching me trying to do that? It would be a carpet weevil, not fly. Yeah, in fact, it would not a carpet weevil, a carpet beetle. But you are correct. Fuckers, I hate those things. The good thing is right now it's looking like we've expunged most of them, so I'm happy about that. I'll try to do this one in the front here. Dad. Plastic bonsai. That I could do. I could handle that. Or about, doesn't Lego have like a bonsai tree now? Will not fly. Good evening. Hello. Hey, Edwin. Good evening. How are you, my friend? All right. Let's get a longer piece now again. I think we're going to go to 5 millimeter. I'm also going to bring a piece up in a little bit. All right, I'm going to dribble in some thin cement. Oops, Jesus Christ. Solidify all this. Stuff went to flying. I think this coming week I may actually spend an evening, kind of maybe the next time I watch Mike live stream, I may actually spend an evening cleaning up this area. I make it's just too jammed up. Oh boy. I think I got a little CA on my lips. Yes, Lego has bonsai. Yeah, there's a ton of plants. Yeah, they do. We've actually been looking at those. My older daughter's a real big Lego person, so maybe get something like that for her at some point. Lego's getting better. It will probably muscle tear. If I could stand up and walk right now, should be healed next week. Hold it. You tore a muscle and it's healing naturally? Really? Oh my gosh, Edwin. There we go. I had to get a little CA on my lips. That could have been fun. Hey, Richie, good morning. What's going on, brother? Yeah, at least it is not the knee ligament already regained partial strength. Wow. I didn't think you could actually walk with like a torn muscle, or you couldn't. It would require more than just natural healing. Maybe I'm wrong. Again, I certainly not medically trained. Okay, I'm going to bring the 2 millimeter over now. 0.2, excuse me, not the 2, but the 0.2. Screw that in place. Common, the severity is what makes the difference, really. Wow. Oh, yeah, just some scary stuff, though. Okay. Oops, hello. Yippee-ki-yay. The schnozzle had a bunch of stuff in it, and it just all poured right out. Let's cap this thing. This stuff is like way thinner than water. I've torn muscles before, didn't even know. Really? Damn. A torn ligament in my knee. It's not a full tear, but it will not heal without surgery. Nick, question. You currently have a torn ligament? And I'm assuming due to, don't mean to go too deep into this. Am I assuming that this is something that you're going to have to find ways of getting insurance to take care of? What is worse than muscle tear is a muscle that has been pulled. You need a good masseuse. I lost my best masseuse when COVID hit. She's the family for me. Hold a second, Edwin. By lost, you mean she passed away? I'm very sorry to hear that, brother. Okay. Put that there. All right, we've almost done with the wiring here. Not much left. So I'm just going to keep bouncing between 0.2 and 0.3. Hey, Seb. Good day, my friend. How are you? Yes, she was the best. Once I pulled a muscle and she fixed it in 2 sessions, you will not like the pain, but you will have results. Yeah, wow. How's everyone? It's a Saturday, not at work. Life is good. How are you, Seb? Currently, I will have to find a way. I still walk most of the time, but it does give out every so often and gets iced nightly. Really? Yeah. Speaking of, Nick, may I ask any word on the potential new position? Doing good, trying to get some rest before starting another cycle of work tomorrow. Yeah. No, not yet. I'm sorry, Nick. Yeah. And you? Yeah. I'm looking forward to the day my older daughter, and I are going to go see my younger daughter at her university as she will be doing a dance performance. So very happy about that. We'll be leaving in a few hours. Okay, excuse me a second, guys. Let me get this piece in place. No. Okay. Care to tell me what I know. This wire is so light that I'm assuming a light static charge will likely prevent it. I'm doing what I needed to do. All right, so we're going to do that right now. Let's glue it into place. And then I'm going to push it back. Yeah, it's a bummer. All right, let's see him. Is it the club at her school? Yeah, she's on the dance team, and they'll be performing at the intermission breaks during the basketball game. Yes, so very excited. I've said it before. I'm a dance dad. I love it. I've always enjoyed watching her dance and had great conversations with her about all of the dance competitions that she's gone to recently at university. The good and the bad of it. But yeah, it's I love watching her perform. Nice. Thank you. There we go. That's looking good. So much CA on my fingers. Okay. Let's see. Do we want to do any more here? I'm actually pretty okay with this so far. I might just do one smaller one right on the top, one more 0.2, just to give it that little air. And then we're calling it. There we go. I think that looks good, just like that. All right, just going to greeble a couple more things on top, and we're all set. I was once in the choir at school. I said yes to do it. I didn't read the paper properly, so I had to do it for a year. It taught me to read paper properly before saying yes. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Read, as we say, read the fine print. Read the fine print. Okay. I think we're good here. Let's take a look. We got all that wiring done. Let me just show you guys inside what we got. So on this side, you can actually see all of that lead. Oops, sorry. All that lead wiring that's just in there now. Sorry that's not focusing well, but hey, you get it. And then when this thing gets closed up, that actually looks good. Like nugget in 3-degree weather and survive. Nice. And Richie, did you get yourself a coffee? And when you walk back, was it still a hot coffee or was it a block of ice? It was in middle school in music class. The only song I remember is "Les Lacs du from Michel Sardou. I don't know the song, but that's kind of cool. But you remember the song. That's awesome. Okay, I'm just going to push this thing back a bit. Okay, good. That's looking good. Like I said, it's got a little bit of greebling to do on the inside, and we're almost done. Iced coffee, I don't drink hot. Oh my God, really? Communist. Funny, I'm the opposite, Richie. I can't drink. I rarely drink iced coffee. Most of the time, it's all hot coffee. Even in summer, it's like give me hot coffee. All right, let's put some of this stuff away now just to get some stuff cleaned up. And then we're going to do last bit of greebling. It's cold like my heart. Richie. You funny. There we go. One. Yeah, what I remember was we performed in multiple places. We even got to perform in the town theater. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, so that's kind of probably no wonder it stands out. Okay. There it goes. Okay. These are ready to be put away. I'll leave it right there. Put away with the putty, with the other lead wiring. 0.2, 0.3, 0.5, 0.7, and 0.9. Perfect. Ew, cold coffee. I know. I agree. I like it. I look at when I drink cold coffee, I drink it with sugar. And to me, it's more of like a candy treat. Whereas like regular coffee, just a little oat milk, and that's it. Hot. Coffee needs to be hot, but not hot enough to give you a burnt. Exactly. I take it with sugar and milk. Really? I drink it as my favorite color, black. Richie. Cold and dark as your soul. I love it. All righty. Let's see what's left. If I pop this on, I'm going to take a look to see, is there anything else? Yeah. So now what we're going to do is we are going to greeble the inside, and we're going to start working on that dash a little bit. Building up that dash. That's going to be fun. Let's get the pilot figure in. Okay. There we go. Hey, Robert. Good morning. Yes, exactly. Takes forever to find the oat nipples, though. It does, but I found them, and I get the best oat milk out of them. And they're like, when there's no more milk or to not upset my stomach during some food. Yeah. He said oat nipples. You guys. What's going on, Robert? All right, let's first of all, let's see what we're going to be greebling this thing with. Phone. Let's get the imagery back up. God, I'm looking at the raccoon that the new pet raccoon that Nick has. That's funny as hell. My sister correctly stating the obvious. Mean people suck. She couldn't be more right. Okay, here we go. Thanks. Care to tell me why you decided to close out? Yeah. All right, so we can glue in. Yeah, we can glue in this little guy, which has now should be all dry now, ready to go. Becoming conscious. Nice. 2 more weeks of hell till President's Day weekend. Yeah. Do you have any plans for the weekend, Richie? Bought a star burning Gundam in the wild the other day, and I think it's the missing piece for a kit bash I've been messing around with for a year or so. Nice. Good for you. What is the star burning Gundam from? Again, my ignorance. All right, I got to get this stick in place, which is probably going to need to drill a hole for it. Build fighters. Got it. New York Toy Fair, but I can't go because I'm not a content creator. What? Hold it. You can only go if you're a content. Why is that? New York Toy Fair. Yeah, it's a pretty large fair for what's coming out for toys and that kind of thing. A fantastic kit, but has some good pieces in it. Yep, kit bash. I'm kit bashing mine too. Nice. Star burning is a god kit. Oh, is it really? Like from what do they call? Wow, whatever it is. It's a G Gundam, or you're saying it's a build fighters thing only? Yes, sir, Bernie, you probably need some antibiotics. .5. Let's drill a 0.6 hole, shall we? Yeah, no problem. No problem. Yeah, using Blazing Gundam as a base and mixing Star Burning in Shin Kamiki Gundam with it. Nice! That's a hell of a kit, Bash. Some sort of presentation for what to come in terms of toy. Yes, exactly. Yep. In many ways, it's kind of like for the toy side, correct me if I'm wrong, it's kind of like what's going on with the San Diego Comic Convention. It used to be a comic book convention. Now it's almost like a launch party for projects or existing projects to talk about them, like movie projects, TV projects, etc. There we go. There we go. Blazing of using the kit passion took the flaps on the forearms to modify them to the backpack. Nice. Going to a custom set in the universe. I'm working on a series of Gundam Breaker Batlog kits where I take each of those and kit bash them a step further. Nice. I love it. Yeah, see, that's the kind of stuff I like to see. That's the kind of stuff. Okay. Let's get a little CA going. Damn, that stuff runs. There we go. So we got a little additional lever in there. When are you adding the rivets? No rivets. Just rescribing. Okay, quant is done. Live Lance is engineered and needs paint. Blazing is being engineered. Nice. Helios Imperfect Strike Gun. Freedom. I have a concept, but no engineering yet. Damn. Okay. Like improving the base model kit to make it further. Yes. Yeah, either to make it better or more accurate, or to just improve it to your artistic desire. Of course, they made a new build series and stop fucking around. See, I never got into the build series. I guess it just didn't seem like it was sort of like I don't know. Maybe I prefer the the more hard UC type storylines. Oh, another Italian Gundam. So I guess Mobile Suit Breakdown, the Gundam podcast, has started on G Gundam. So I'll be starting that in the next few weeks. I just want to get through Maison Ikoku and Dragonar first, if I can, before I start another series. The logo I mixed with Gundam Heavy Arms and FA Gundam. It's I know half of that. I know what the Heavy Arms looks like, and that's about it. What's the name again? The Finnish Gundam run inside well, the last iteration from Fellini is beautiful. Okay. Let's get this put in. His feet, shit. Nah, they're not interfering. Yeah, maybe it's interfering a little bit, but I don't give a shit. All right, let's see. So now I got to get this, the primary joystick. Oh, man. I got to figure out how to do this. The question is whether I move this arm. I got to superheat this thing and bring, I got to superheat this figure and bring the arm forward. And I think I also, or could bring the joystick back. Let me take a look at this again. That arm has to come forward. That's going to suck. How do I bring that arm forward since it's now molded in? It's not going to be able to do that. All right, I got to figure out how I'm going to get this pilot in there. Can't wait for the new P-Band 7th Gundam. Is that the G07 or is that something else, Richie? Send you a photo of the Kit Bash George. I'll take a look at that. Thank you, Robert. I will take a peek at that. But let's just get some last bit of dribbling done in here. Do I have... I'm looking to see if I've got any roundy bits that can fit in there to look like this thing that I'm supposed to put in. I could do one of these. Roundy bits, technical term, by the way. Oh, here we go. Exactly what I need. Cockpit, trim, wheels, and levers. That's it right there. Got it. Carpet beetles. Dead carpet beetles, but carpet beetles. So back on, but I mixed a step further after the con and replaced the backpack entirely. Nice. I was done. Then another builder did a community build event on IG, and I wanted to help take part. Nice. Good for you, Robert. Okay. Staples. They're good and not good. Okay. Now let's see if I can get one of these wheels in there. Okay, which wheel do we want to use? We're going to use one of those small ones right there. Though I like some of these other ones, I think those are going to be better because I think it's just too large. Sorry, I know I'm talking to myself here partly. Maybe not. That is a good size wheel. And there are some levers in here that I could also use. Interesting. On the dash. The dash. Must dash. Debating if I want to jump into redacted 3. On the other hand, her restore him. Not super inspired. Yep. Okay. Those are sort of like the little doodaddy bits. And if you take a look at, say, something like these here, they even have like a little lever handle that you can fold up, which I think would actually look really, really good. So you see, it looks large. That's the only concern I have. I might put a little spacer behind it. I still have some of that stuff. Let's put this in here. How much time I got? 10 minutes. It's possible. Trim wheel. Yeah, I'm going to leave these out because there's a good possibility I might be using more of that stuff. So let's just get this up quickly. Without launching it. Yeah, it's a little bigger than I'd like, but I think it'll do just fine. I need to just get a little spacer behind it. So I need another piece of 1 mil. Sorry, guys. I know I'm talking to myself here. Maybe I'm talking to you. Maybe you're listening. Maybe you don't care. It'll be 1 mil. Shave another one of these little pieces off. Space it off a little bit, glue it on. Call it done. That's the one. It'd be great if I get the greebling done on this today. That'd be great, because tomorrow we are not working on this. Tomorrow I'm going to be working on the base for the Machining Krieger Cat P25, the temporary base. I'm going to try to get that stained tonight. Just to let you guys know, I'm going to try to get the base stained tonight, and then tomorrow, maybe live, if I can find everything, I'm going to try to do. I have it here. Oh yeah. Static applicator. Gonna try some static grass application. We're gonna do it live. You get to see whether I succeed or fail miserably. There you go. We'll do it live. It's pretty tough to fuck up, but we have faith in. Oh, I do too. Should be fine. Static grass. Oh, I see. Peter wants to chime in when I'm starting to talk. Hey, Peter. Good morning. How are you? It's pretty forgiving. Is it really? But is it forgiving of an idiot? Is it forgiving of an idiot? Actually, no. Don't do that. Let's go back to this. Let's see. We are going to two B blocks here. Moving the wrong way. There we go. Ah. Yeah, it's that forgiving. You don't even need to take your helmet off. Nice. I just got to check to see if I got any. So you still have to put down some kind of I'm assuming some kind of a glue on the base in order to be able to, like a spray glue or something. That's the only thing I haven't fully sussed out yet. There we go. Hold on. Now we can glue that piece in. Time check. Diluted white glue. That's it. Yeah, that's easy enough to do. We got plenty of that. Yeah, probably better than doing like a spray adhesive, because I think a spray adhesive would be just way too much. Hey, Tom, good morning. Mod Podge flat works in a pinch. I use scenic adhesive. Yeah. Sponge brush. Just sponge. Yeah, just sponge. That's fine. The application, I understand the whole application of putting down the PVA, the thin PVA. It's just a matter, is that the right choice? Sounds like the answer is yes. That's good. Okay. Yeah, there we go. Well, fuck it. The part fell off, the little siren. I got to CA that back on. Only 10,000 static grass videos here. Yeah. I don't want to watch a video. I just want to do. I'm going to read the instructions and just do, Peter. Just going to do. PVA is good for cockpits. Yep. Oh, the canopy is definitely going to get PVA glued on. That's the easy part on this. But I'm talking about like for static grass application. Glue down first. Just brush the glue down. Attach the negative cable somewhere to the glue. Then let her fly. Turn it on to okay. And try not to get zapped. Yeah, I hear about that. I'm gonna have people on call just in case I zap myself in such a way that it gives me a coronary. All right. Have to. Yeah, there we go. That's looking good. There, you see the wheel there? Yeah, no, it's not focusing very well, but there it is. If I put this on, oh yeah, no problem at all. Closing it all up. Yep. Great. One more piece to put in, and then I'm kind of done with the greebling on this thing. Like I said, I'm not looking for 100% accuracy here. I'm just trying to get a flavor of what the interior should look like, and that's it. You think you'll reset your pacemaker? It's always possible. Just remember, this was a thing. Have you ever heard of conductive paint? I have not. That you can use to connect LEDs without wires because the paint itself is conductive. Is that a Kurt collection kit? Yeah, this is the this is definitely a Kurt collection kit, Peter. I'm trying to get it done before the next. I don't think I'm going to get it done for next meeting, but I'll definitely have it for. I probably won't be at the March meeting, but yeah, this is the kit right here. It's an old MPM 1/72 scale kit, and it's both good and bad at the same time. It's certainly better than that piece of shit Special Hobbies thing I was working on. I mean, the detail is certainly lacking, but Robert, no, never heard of that stuff. I'm kind of curious about it. Curious to see what that is. Oops, give me a second here. Yeah, Peter, just so you see, I've greebled a lot of the interior. I put a lot of lead wiring inside and a couple of other things. The straps. There's a new joystick in there. All that stuff that's in there is designed to make it look similar to what the original looked like. Just like I said, giving it flavor. Has your Bandai kit in a few months? Yeah, I believe it. When's the last time I touched a Bandai kit? Yeah, probably about the same time. I mean, I've snapped together Bandai kits, but in terms of like taking to full completion, yeah, not even close. All right, going to drop in one more small box of some sort, and then we're calling it done. Nice. Events, they are. It's kind of boring. Oh, that's yeah. I'm totally in that camp. This is why like Robert was who's been on. You know, he's been kit bashing stuff because otherwise, I think the basic assembly of a Gundam model, yeah, after a while, it's like, all right, this is just. Yeah, I do think that you need some level of. I don't know. It needs to be a little bit more complex than that. You know, and I love Gundam models, but they do get very boring very quickly. Oh, come on. Really? Some more on traditional kits. Yeah. As advances there, it's kind of boring. Yeah, sometimes Chinese kids can break it up, and sometimes I just play Mecha Lego. I would encourage. Okay, so Tom, we were talking about this at the very beginning. I just bought 2 of these. I only needed 1, but I thought I needed 2. They have 8. I've got 4 models inside this box. I only needed 2 of them. So building like an old 80s model, I'd recommend trying that too. So if you want to build like a Gundam or something robotic, build an old model or build a Maschinen Krieger or something like that. Only grabbed 3 Bandai kits since March. Wow, yeah. Bigger challenge. Older kits, fine, I guess. What do you mean fine, I guess? Dude, I would throw one of those at you and you would be hard pressed. The Spartan was a disaster of a kit, a disaster. So I've been looking at Hasegawa and others. Yeah. Again, I think they're great. Like, this stuff is great, but its assembly is still pretty straightforward. Don't get me wrong, you still have to glue it together and everything like that. But I would encourage you want a challenge? Build an old kit. It's one of the fun things about building this thing right here. Okay. Let's throw all this stuff back in here. And we are calling it done for today. All right. Next thing we're going to be doing is I'm going to be building up the deck here, the top of the cockpit. It's not going to be a lot of retail space there, but it is what it is. Yeah. That Zambo kid almost broke me. Almost broke you? Come on. You're saying fun until you meet the Air Comet. That was, let's put it this way. The older Bandai kits or the older Imai Ari kits, they still come together well. I mean, here's a great example, Tom. An excellent example. Actually, I don't have it here. I got this one. This kit here, the original, one of the original Zaku's, right? As rudimentary as this thing is, and the amount of cleanup and alignment stuff and everything like this, this kit is better than that Air Comet. That Air Comet was atrocious. And that Air Comet was actually introduced in like something like 2000. So think about it this way. This model is 20 years older and it's still better in its design. That Air Comet is just trash. I have a few 80s Gundam kits from you. Yeah, build them. Later, fellas. Time to go lay on some cold concrete. Nick, good luck today, dude. Stay warm. Still have the Psycho Muzaku to make. Oh, yeah, that's right. You got the Psycho. Ooh, see, that's one. When the day comes to build that thing, and that's on not on the immediate horizon. That might be a retirement kit. Boy, I'll tell you, I'm looking forward to building that thing up. My goal is to build every MSV kit. I love those things. I have to go. Catch you all later. Have a good day, weekend. Seb, you too, brother. Thanks for popping in this morning. Always good to see you. Enjoy your day before you get to work. Catching up, though, the Hemoxyentase here. Kit has some crazy engineering on the legs. Yeah, one of the things, Robert, that I think this is the sort of like the difference. Like, I love reel grades. I've built a few reel grades, and I think the detailing is great. I think what ends up happening is by the time the construction process is done, it's kind of like, what can I do to this thing that makes it mine? That's why I prefer the older kits, because if I can take an MSV GM Cannon and make it look as good, if not better, than a like the premium Bandai version that came out, yeah, I think I did good. that to me is fun. Mavis says, "Hi, Mavis. Good morning. Does Mavis know about your new pet?" I have the Glouch to return to. The original one or the new one? All right. So with that, guys, it is time for me to get going too. All right. Tomorrow, like I said, I'm going to be working on static grass. I'm going to try to clear some of this area off tonight when I get back. And then tomorrow we'll be working on static grass. Original. Yeah. Work on that one. 1/100 or 1/72 scale, Tom. Big difference. If you got the 1/72, do that as a co-build. Do the new and the old glouge together. All right, guys. Stay safe and stay sane, everybody. No, she doesn't. She's waving. Hi. I love it. Mavis, I'm looking forward someday to seeing you. Might happen sooner than you think. Post-traumatic error disorder. Exactly. Original. No, there's two of them. They did it in both 1/72 and 1/100. All right, guys, go out there and do good. Brighten the world as much as you possibly can. Again, the world is getting more dangerous. Heard some interesting stuff. We're not having a politics conversation, but there's some interesting stuff that's going to be hitting us within this year. And one should be scared about our future. But at the same time, the only way we're going to change that, go out there and do good. Brighten the world as much as you possibly can. Do right by everyone, your fellow human beings. Okay? People you know, people you don't know, the stranger, do good by them. All right, guys. Do good. Love you all. And I will see you tomorrow morning. Peace.